So one of my subscribers last week asked me, Michael, where have you been? Like, and when are we getting some new videos? And I started posting last week, but I wanted to give you guys some insight into where I've been, some of the lessons that I've learned, and also where this channel is going to be going. So stick around and we're going to have the conversation. What's up, all you good fellow fly guys? It's the Cat in the Hat, your resident fly guy, your chief architect, Michael Andrew of StyleArchitects.com, here to help you align your image with your identity so that you always leave and create a statement in style. See how that changed up? We got some new stuff that's going to be coming along with this video. Today, we're going to be talking all about where I've been, some of the lessons that I've learned, and what you can take away in that space, and then also where this channel is going to be going in the future. So if you are new here, please stick around, check us out, and if you find the information beneficial, please consider subscribing. I would love to be a character in your lifestyle story. If you have already subscribed, those names are going to be coming next video. Then you know that I appreciate you. And now all you have is one more thing left to do, and that is hit that notification bell, and that way you'll be notified each and every time new content comes out. So for some of you guys who may know who I am, I have been in the fashion industry, especially in menswear and soft tailored goods, for over 15 years. That was my initial interest. That is what I've continued to focus on, and I'm still learning new stuff every day. But that is where my expertise has been. And then over the last 5 to 7 years, I've actually been studying psychology as well as sociology, in how it engages with personal style and fashion, for that period of time as well. And so I knew that for me, coaching, having interactions, and engaging with different types of people has always been my forte. I spoke and did some work with Ralph Lauren. I've been featured on Street Etiquette's website. If you're not familiar with Street Etiquette, wonderful website on men's street style. I've been featured in GQ and the New York Times several times, and all these things have been wonderful expressions of my personal style. That is why people were gravitating to me. But part of the reason why they stuck around was my ability to speak on the depths of personal style. And so I've known for a while that speaking, engaging, coaching, teaching has been a part of my purpose. That's where my family background is. Most of the people in my family have been teachers of some sort or the other. And so I knew that that was my purpose. That was part of the reason why YouTube was such a intriguing and compelling thing for me, was that it allowed for me to speak to individuals and help educate them on who they were and help them critically think about the clothing and the communication that they were providing. So 3 things happened to me. We're going to talk about 3 elements of how I break down style so that you have an understanding of not only who I am, but also how I move when it comes to the style thing. So the first thing was consciousness, right? You have to be conscious about how you are going to be moving in certain situations. And if you've been rocking with me for a little while, that is one of the biggest things that we talk about: being conscious or self-aware of who you are, having a self-awareness of your personal identity, what your values are, what you like and what you dislike, all those different types of things. And so for me, that started when I moved to New York about 8 years ago. In New York, I found myself, really fell in love with myself, challenged myself in a lot of ways, but I got out of alignment with who I was once I moved here to Atlanta. And it was my own personal fault. I have retransitioned those different types of things, and in that process, really realized that I was suffering from elements of depression that I still will wrestle with. I'll probably be wrestling with for the rest of my life, but I have acknowledged that. I became aware of it, and then I acknowledged that and was able to start warring with that, right? To empower myself in order to transform that. So that was a huge thing for me. And then also to be conscious of what my purpose was. I want to educate you guys. So that moves me into the second thing that we're going to be talking about, and that is the construction or the curation of not only your clothing in your closet, but also of your character, building on the character that you have. So many guys, what they do is they say, this is who I am. and they limit themselves or box themselves in to one character trait, right? When a great character of a story is nuanced, they have sophistication, he has layers that he's building upon, in self-understanding and in how he's going to engage with his settings and with his co-characters in his own personal story. So first and foremost, I do want you to be consistent with what you are putting forth, right? When it comes to me, I've told you that I'm a very sensual and romantic type of guy. I want that to be expressed in every element of my style, whether I'm chilling, next to the pool, or hanging out, at a house party, or I am handling business, or I am on a date or in a socially, classy type of space. I want that to always be representative there. I want it to be represented in my conversation, in my interactions, as well as in my personal identity. And so those are things that I have to begin to curate, to collect, to refine, to build upon. And the same thing has to happen not only in your closet, but in your life. So as you can see, these two things do correlate with each other. They do come together to create life and style. And so the last element that I want to make sure that you're talking to yourself about, and that I've had to talk about, is communication. Communication is not just me speaking at you, it is actually a dialogue. It is me saying something to you, you being able to decode that in your own words for your own understanding, and then being able to give that back to somebody else. See, at the end of these videos and at the end of the correspondence each week or each time that I post, I don't want you guys to just say, oh, that was a good video, and go on about your business. I want that to take root, to be a seed planted inside of you that can take root, and that hopefully you can then share something with somebody else about. So with that being said, the consciousness, the curation or collection, and then the communication of your character is the things that I want to focus on. So you saw in my first video, and if you didn't get to check it out, I'm going to leave the link up here. This is going to be about self-awareness, self-identity, and critical thinking when it comes to your life and your style. So I want you to think about it like this. If you were to step out and you are able to actually have a full awareness of what you are going to do, right? How you were going to move in certain situations, and you knew what that needed to look like. How much more powerful do you think that you would be in those situations? Now, if you could do that on an ongoing basis, every time that you stepped out, you had that same statement out, and you were able to continue to do that, what do you think would happen? Well, I would say that you would probably start creating a narrative, something that people would associate you with. And then if you are able to do that so consistently that that narrative then preceded you, well, then you would be communicating who you are before you ever said a word. And that is the ultimate goal, is for you to have such an awareness of who you are that you don't even have to speak about it. People are already aware of it, even if they don't know you, before you ever open your mouth. Now, again, we're still going to be doing the how-tos. We're still going to be doing the lookbooks. I know that some of you guys have asked for that as well. But I do want you to have a more critical element of understanding for how you're moving in that situation. So before we continue, I want you to give me three terms, three things that you would use to describe yourself, right? Is it romantic, heroic, and confident? Is it, cool, austere, and suave? Like, what are your three words that you would use to define you? And I want you to write those down. Not only put them in the comment box, but write those down so that you can start beginning to cultivate your style around those things. And if you found this video beneficial, I want you to share this with a friend. Challenge yourself to begin having these conversations with your friends on a deeper level when it comes to style. Not just saying, you're on fresher than you, in that competitive state, but actually to start curating your character. So that's it. I want to leave you with that so that you can try that on, see how it fits you. Thank you again to all the fellows who were asking where I was and what I was doing. Keep on doing that. I am committed to making sure that I am focused this time. And if you ever see me deviating, make sure you pull me back. All right. So above all, you know that I'm thankful for you. And please don't ever forget that dress is nothing more than the expression of a man's state of mind. So you, yes, you, should always dress to express. See you next time. Peace.